I'm going to be reading mostly from a book that I wrote with my friend Della Watson, another Bay Area poet that, as David mentioned, is coming out next year. So there are two characters in the book named Benjamin and Crow, and Crow is also called Alma at different times. So I think that's all you need to know. Dear Alma, imagine the world singing from the balcony. I know I have many songs. By slow stages I build nests of neckties, but my heart shuffles, and I dream they already know me well. Yours, Benjamin. I took an inking on the chin, an able-bodied inking. Matter of fact, I found my scenario. Everything was stress-related, smog-ringed mountains. It's a game we played with an oily band, an upright piano, the flavor of Judas strong on the tongue. We thought it through like a human, like a child shooting down an aluminum slide. We saved seeds in paper, put them in a drawer to germinate. For a few days, I've been singing freely as a storm. But all these years, have I also been a tree? Gray takes a nap, incredibly. Chases flies for ferns, metabolizes my dinner, and then some. Who reads this paper? It's easier to find blank when you already have some blank. The plan is to overlook the complications and come running. When we watch the spiders fighting for the best spot, which is the web beneath the security light, I say, maybe we've come too far as a civilization, because no light attracts us like the TV, and there are dull days when we drink out of boredom, and sometimes I just want the threat of being eaten. We never sent the money to Haiti, you know. We said we would, and then we didn't. We're always holding our imaginary hands out, thinking there is something that can be touched. And because we aren't quite spiders, aren't quite flies, because phantom limbs are more common than previously thought, when we reach for the cup on the high shelf, we find there is no shelf, there is no arm. This longer poem is called Everything Reused in the Sea, which is also the manuscript title. All weight sinks to the bottom, of course. We know this by ear bones and teeth. For example, a dead whale teems with life. Cleaning it, I am searching for the joy inside the sea. Like alchemist gold, they tell me it does not exist. Fearing the sea, the hawks turn back. Imagine a world without transcendent sentences. If we continue at the current rate, we will be forced to live below sea level. Spelling lost to the current. Text me, the water lapping at our feet. Oh friend, has your mood ring adjusted to the dark? Stark nature strung out to dry? Run and hide. Utopia is not a city of spires and brides. Summarize for me the last 200 years. Fed by melting snow, the canyon cracks under the pioneers. Some news. I've begun the book. The new journal is good. I think I might have missed the deadline. How did July arrive so fast? I am dust. I am dust. I am dust on a mountaintop. This morning, wanderlust, his lost eye, every moment is spent before it arrives. We live in groups to sustain ourselves, but we break apart when we wander in sleep, or driven out. Crusty soil breaks my pencil, sharpens any beak. Incomprehensible declarations, these days in the desert followed by a soft moon, silverfish. A page from the good book. And then we build a giant staircase and a fort, no, a castle, no, a nest, a giant nest with holes and plastic tunnel tubes, no, wooden tunnel tubes, and Christmas lights strung through so you can see. And then also the whole thing is just sort of floating there, just floating, no flying. It can fly, it can move around, and also it can swim. Yeah, the whole thing can also swim underwater. And don't forget there's a piano inside, and also all the softest blankets and pillows in the world, and the biggest bed in the world, and also lots of food like pizza and ice cream, and also fruits and vegetables, and a swimming pool for exercise and also for fun. I should have stopped reading after that. Eventually the kid has to build real buildings, so he stops building altogether. Now we compose the streets with bullets, log, cod, crab. How many questions can you take while this rambling Romeo boasts his throat's more affordable than ever? After a day, life of poor posture, the most expensive purse rips and the least expensive shoes split, and dumb ghost children gather to reach for unfortunate globes, cherries molded over, bowl of uneaten on the coffee table. These are times for refrigeration. This letter is actually a chute, and you can hear that bell, 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 ringing my life away. So we found the perfect place to camp, with our sun-kissed bottles in the gutter, the horrifying interactions of animal and plastic. I don't like to think in absolutes, but no healthy cyborgs will come from this. Let's hope we don't escalate to, let's measure the moment as in, thank you for your service. A year ago, Crow, we were so puny, we thought, remove the risks, reshape the light. Teacher was late, belly rumbles, a period of fasting, tempered by shallow gifts. Weigh the absence, I cannot be recovered. Silence is a snip of hair, a beach blanket barbershop. Just like Jesus, the locks float out with the tide. Everything reused in the sea. Our plastic island, our albatross resort. What's in your stomach as your head is shorn? What's in your heart as your head is shorn? Snap of remembrance, snap of recognition. We shall be returned to it. To the ground, to grow inward. I shave and save, blow dust from old engines. Why doesn't the path lead us to anything but distorted doubles and huge wingspan? What's resolved between old and new? Your cage climbs up my shoulder, a breath of sweet grass and shadow. I'll let you know through the dusky water, ridicule. Where did all the pretty birds fly to? Young Lewis and Clark, young Edmund Hillary. Look at this pretty tile floor. Just look at these words. Lighthouse, sportsless, home aflame. I care for the city they left behind. Immersed in this world, this other ocean, too deep away from that underwater pond. Sportsless, all industry to one light. I'm going to finish with two little poems that are inspired by Twitter. I'm like really in love with Twitter. Just a lot going on. Just a lot to look at. So they're real quick, and then I'll be done. Hashtag, you know better. You must shine a mirror on a small spot of light we are all running freely toward. Vision more, less possible. We get a grip, though impractical, calling the water onto the beach. Sometimes it packs a surprise. Yes, flowers you into a corner. This is not a joke, too fast to be perfect. We know better. Make you swim with the current. Make you chat with us while we wait. While we make brighter rings on every last finger, blending chaos, gutters, and extras. If you're not turned on, let someone advise you quickly how. Through our last hours of dust, we are fuming. Red lead, our heart is full of this dirty world. Hashtag awesome. Feeling like Galileo with 2 eyes, 2 hands. The field of play is carbon-based, sound-based. The stars are out and your house is down because everybody needs to follow me now. Words to describe fail, family, floppy drives. Yes, kiddo, breathe every time you remember. Every time you remember your 29 hours in Beijing, think of me.